December this year.
In fact, our 6x6 high mobility vehicle with the crane has passed technical trials, and we've actually got an order now from the Indian Army for more than 1,000 units. Now this replaces the legacy vehicle which was Tatra.
Over the years, the Indian Army has improved the process of putting out its requirements. The request for proposal or the RFP process has become transparent and requirements are now more detailed. This has allowed Tata Motors to aggregate products as per specifications. For Tata Motors, customization was a challenge, given it was a mass manufacturer, but the company overcame this by setting up a separate division in Jamshedpur looking specifically at the defense segment.
It is up to our engineers to understand that qualitative requirement and to create a vehicle to meet that requirement. And we've done it very successfully. And we are supplying now almost vehicles worth 1,000 crores to the defense forces every year. So that's testimony of how our R&D has met the customer's needs, and we've been able to deliver vehicles, to fine-tune our vehicles to their requirements.
Tata Motors' product portfolio ranges from a 1-ton light armoured Safari to a 12x12 all-wheel drive Primer variant. This flexibility in providing 4x4 all-wheel drive to a 12x12 all-wheel drive allows its vehicles to be used as commander vehicles, to troop carriers, to mobile platforms for sophisticated missile systems.
Developing a vehicle, a 12x12 all-wheel drive vehicle, drive-through axles, very high-powered engines, 580 horsepower engines, the accompanying gearboxes that can take the torque matching that engine power, and to drive that power right through the train up to the last wheel. Those are the technologies that we developed while developing the 12x12. So now we have a 6x6, 8x8, we have a 10x10 developed for the Smerch missile system, and we've got the 12x12 also.
Tata Motors is participating in the production of Future Infantry Combat Vehicle or FICV program. This program, part of the MAKE program category, is currently at the EOI stage. The FICV program is already 4 years behind schedule after the government withdrew the EOI midway 2 years ago. While the Future Infantry Combat Vehicle program moves at a snail's pace, the DRDO floated a tender for the Wheeled Amphibious Armoured Platform. Tata Motors won the bid for all parts of the program. The company, under guidance from Vehicle Research and Development Establishment of the DRDO, has developed a product called Kestrel. This has enhanced the company's expertise in combat vehicle platforms. The Kestrel has already undergone internal trials and is under testing with DRDO for rapid user trials. The company already has orders for a couple of prototypes. The Army is likely to use this vehicle for UN peace missions overseas. A more advanced and rugged version of this vehicle will be tested for domestic deployment.
Army has recently floated a tender for a light armoured multi-role vehicle. This is really a new generation vehicle. We displayed it at the Defense Expo 2 years back. And it has a construction of independent suspension, automatic transmission, very high powered engines. It's a very mobile vehicle. It is used by the reconnaissance forces, and the body is fully protected.
Tata Motors has developed the Light Armoured Multiple Purpose Vehicle or the LAMV. This product is also under active testing and will eventually be offered to the paramilitary forces.
This is one of the mine-protected vehicles manufactured by Tata Motors. Tata Motors supplies these to states like Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. It also exports these to some of the countries in Africa.
The Mine Protection Vehicle or the MPV will be extensively used by the state governments of Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh to counter insurgency and Naxal attacks. These mine-protected vehicles, designed in the form of a hull, can carry up to 14 paramilitary personnel and under attack can sustain blast impact of up to 21 kilos of explosives. Tata Motors has already supplied 40 such vehicles to the Maharashtra government. It's not just the domestic market. The company is also actively involved in exports to countries in Africa and the SAARC region. Tata Motors says it is closely eyeing demand from the overseas aid and development market.
What we have seen lately is the aid and development market growing, and government budgets abroad shrinking, but donations by the US or the UN to countries in Africa especially, these budgets are growing. And therefore we are getting inquiries from various US aid missions for supply of vehicle. There was a tender last year for supply of 500 vehicles for a project called MINUSMA, which Tata Motors won. It was $40 million, and we won against international competition, and we've supplied all those vehicles.
Tata Motors is one of the biggest players in the light armoured vehicle segment, commonly called bulletproof vehicles. These armoured SUVs like the Safari or the Sumo are increasingly being used for VVIP protection.
I can say that as more and more people get into Z category and Z plus category, orders for such vehicles are growing. So we are hopeful that this will grow. And as far as the armored Sumo is concerned, the problem that our security forces are facing, especially in states like eastern part of Maharashtra or Chhattisgarh or Orissa and Bihar, the demand for armored Sumo will continue.
Tata Motors today gets 1,000 crore rupees in revenues from defence annually. In the next 4 to 5 years, it hopes to grow its business 3 times.
Now, Tata Motors may be relatively new in the land system segment, but it's learning fast. The Kestrel project has encouraged the company to pitch for future land system projects to build via the MAKE program. On the other side of the break, Sajid speaks to Vernon Narona on the IPR controversy that plagues the MAKE program. Stay tuned. You're watching Make in India, a new deal for defence.